Hello and welcome. I am Scrabberlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private server Everlasting. We are just turned level 30, and we have about 4.2 million influence. Our character is Silver Phoenix, who's a level 30 martial arts super reflex scrapper. We're in the middle of probably our final story arc from the level 20 to 25 to 30 range from Arwen Lannister, um, and this is to defeat all the soldiers. I believe this is council or fifth column. I'm not sure which in this office. And we just hit level 30, and I took stealth in the last episode, I believe, or maybe the one before that. And so there's no directory in the lobby, no license, no photographs, no details revealing what the business is here. We need to rescue 5 archivists, 4 archivists, and investigate the raid. And yes, this is the fifth column. Oh yes, the neo-Nazis, as it were. And they're right here. And this is a patrol, it looks like, so we're going to just punch them, kick them, whatever. So, we're working our way toward the final power in our, the most powerful power in our primary, which is Eagle's Claw, which we'll get at level 32. We have a whole lot of slotting to do because we haven't really 6-slotted anything yet. But after level 32, we start getting 3 slots a level every 2 out of every 3 levels, and so we'll be getting a lot more slots every couple levels, and so we should be able to fill our powers back in with all of the necessary enhancement slots. These guys, you'll see, are about our level. This mission was given to us at level 29, and so it should be a level 29 based mission. We're asking for +1, so we should see level 30s in here, or maybe some level 31s, but we probably won't see a lot of level 32s or anything like that, of the sort you might expect with the higher difficulty level, simply because the game scaled this mission to the level we were when we talked to the contact, and now we're 1 level higher than that. So we'll be seeing a lot of white cons for a little while until I can manage to do enough missions that it resets the difficulty level, or as the game calls it, notoriety. And there's a hostage over there, we can see. So we'll go ahead and finish these guys off. Now these guys are, for all intents and purposes, pretty much the same as the council. They just recolored them and renamed them, so they don't have German-sounding names on the council. And there we go. We've rescued that guy. 3 more archivists to save. And there is a robot, a mech man. So he's beaten. Whoops. Jeez. I like how, you know, it leaves all these like bullet casings on the ground and everything when they machine gun you. They did a really nice job with a lot of the details in this game. Alright, I do want to check this one spot out right here and just make sure there's no hostages in here. There are not any hostages. And so now we're going to move on to the 2nd floor. Again, these offices could have up to 5 floors, and so we just keep that in mind as we're going through. It could be a very long mission. Not really anything I can do about that. There's a clue up there, it looks like. You see the glowy. There's a couple guys over there, and yep, I figured there'd be someone around the corner, so let's go hit these guys up. I missed him. And now we have a lieutenant over here. You can stun him. Notice how, you know, in the early game, I was like desperately trying to stun these guys, right? Really trying to do it, and if I got the stun, I would be like, yes, I stunned him. Do I care now? Nope. That's because we have our defenses in, so it's a lot harder for them to hit us. And we have a lot of our attacks, maybe not completely in, but in enough that we can really pound these guys and work our way through them with much less difficulty than we had when we were lower level, right? So we've definitely come a long way with this character from, say, level 10, where I was desperately trying to stun them. So we found a clue, and the clue says, 5th column, we're examining these files when you were interrupted their raid. Yellow pages appear to describe an alternate plan for the invasion of Europe during World War II. Interesting. So why would they need World War II plans now? Are they planning to re-invade Europe? We'll have to see. Okay. There's a mech man. Oh, here's a guy. A Nebel Fist. And then a mech man. Critted him, that's good. And there's more hostage. There are more hostages, but let's take this guy out first. He's down, and now these two guys. Let's see if we can knock them both down. Yep. Okay, one more archivist to save. No other clues to find. So we'll punch this guy. So guys, here's a question. I got stealth over here. I've never had stealth. I've never even bothered with regular stealth before, and you know, one thing when you're playing a stalker, you know you're playing a stealth-based character. But with scrappers, I generally don't take stealth, so the question is, how many times am I going to forget that I have this when it could be useful to me? I bet a lot. So where's the last archivist? In there, I bet. Yep. Okay. What? That didn't hit him? Okay, we found another clue. The archivist story. I have no idea why the 5th column would have attacked us. All we do is store secret documents. Gee, why would they attack us if we store secret documents? Mostly we just sit in piles of paper. We sit in piles of moldering paper and occasionally send a document to someone on a Freedom of Information request. Most of the files we have date back to World War II. Why would anyone want that old stuff? Well, clearly the neo-Nazis do. And my guess is they're planning to do something bad with it, because Nazis do bad things. So let's call our contact, Lannister. And this is Uberman. He says, that's odd. I know the 5th column has old roots, but what possible use could they have for World War II documents? Yeah, they're going to try to like resurrect Uberman or something. Apparently the 5th column isn't satisfied with stealing World War II documents. Now they're actively stealing World War II historians. Several experts in the area have been reported missing. Gotta rescue them. Okay, and that's in Fault Line. So the best way to get there is going to be to go to Skyway City. And head over that way. Now, I don't know what it's like now, because I've got nothing to do with base building. But if you have a fully equipped base, it used to be that you could set up teleporters to each and every zone. And so then what you would do is you would just go to your base and teleport to Fault Line. And you wouldn't have to jump from zone to zone and things like that. Now, they've made the travel between zones a little easier with the way the tram works now, so that you don't have to negotiate the 2 tram lines, right? Because in the old days I would have had to take Atlas Park to this tram line and then head south, because this tram line and the other one weren't on the same train tracks. But they've revised that at some point so that you could get anywhere from a given from any given train station, right? And that's just to make it so that you don't have to do kind of mindless travel through the zone from the north station to the south station just to get, to Founders Falls or something, or in this case, Fault Line. Okay, so select task. Not far. You guys remember this zone, right? We haven't been here in a while because we don't have any more story arcs here, and we never did the final one because I outleveled it by accident, unfortunately. Alright. So, they took the kidnapped historians to this building that's falling down the mountain, right? Down into the abyss. That doesn't seem very safe for the kidnappers. I mean, obviously they don't care that much about the hostages, but it doesn't seem safe for the kidnappers either. So the fifth column aren't looking into the past out of simple curiosity. There must be something they hope to gain. And unfortunately, this is still even level. I hope this doesn't go all the way through the story arc. And some of this may be that they can only do up to level 29 or 30 with this story arc. I'm not really sure. We have 5 hostages to rescue. And there's one, and we got a clue. And the historian says, after they kidnapped us, a peculiar man arrived to investigate us. The rest of them all acted like he was in charge. His name was Ubbelmann, and he wanted to know everything I knew about the history of the Second World War. He knew a lot, but he had the oddest gaps in his knowledge. For example, when we started talking about the North Africa campaign, he knew who Rommel was, but he didn't know how he died. As I said, it was very strange. It seems like my guess would be, and I really have no specific memory of this storyline, although I know I played it years ago. It almost seems like Ubbelmann might be somebody who, like, came forward in time in 1943 or something and didn't witness the end of World War II, which would be a good reason why he still thinks he's fighting it. So that might be really interesting. It sort of reminds me of, they used to have these stories of these at the end of after World War II was over. I remember my dad telling me this story that there were on some of the little tiny islands, right? They had some Japanese like snipers and stuff that got embedded in these islands, like in the middle of nowhere, tiny little islands, and they stayed there for years. And 5 years after the war was over, right? They hadn't had any communications. They didn't know the war was over, and like the U.S. Navy found them, and they were trying to get them to surrender, and they didn't believe that Japan had lost the war. They thought it was a trick. So they had to get Japanese people to show up and say, no, guys, the war is over. And they still thought they should be fighting the war, right? And so I'm wondering if maybe Ubbelmann somehow is in a similar boat, although since this is superheroes, he wouldn't just be somebody who was embedded somewhere and is now 90 years old. He's going to have maybe come forward in time from the early 40s. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to find out. Yeah, I mean, I remember that I played the Ubbelmann story arc and that it was pretty cool, but I have no specific memory of the actual details of the arc. So I'm just sort of guessing that it might be something like time travel. Okay, so I knew I heard beeps up here. So there is a Valkyrie. Okay, so he got taken out. Is there any... Just looking for the hostages. I'm sure the last couple hostages are on the next level, but you never know. Alright, so let's head out and go back to the elevator to the next floor. This is a 1. Again, there could be up to 4 more floors, but I doubt it because there's only 3 hostages left. So I would say there's a max of 3 more floors. Okay, we took him out. And there's a vampire. Ouch. Gotcha. There's another hostage. Okay. I think I just spent a month in Iwo Jima. Uh-huh. Vampire, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you're not gonna be able to mez me. There we go, and I don't need the awaken, so we'll delete that. Is this the other hostage? Yep. Or one of the other hostages. Okay, we freed her. No clues, no additional clues. Yeah, these guys are a lot easier than the Sky Raiders because you don't have to worry about whether they got a stupid guy that's going to make a force field generator or an engineer, you know. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about that. Come on. There we go. Couple enhancements. Okay, so I missed somebody. Where? Okay, nobody in there. Nobody in there. Nobody in here. Okay, we gotta go back. So I missed somebody on the previous floor, I guess. In here, maybe? I could have sworn I looked upstairs in those rooms. But I guess I didn't. I bet I didn't look all the way in here. Nope, there's nobody in here. Huh. And there's nobody in there either. Well, I don't know, guys. Let's go up. There, up there. There they are. Come on. There. Alright. And that completes the mission. Okay. So we'll head on out. Okay, so I'm gonna call And he says, whatever the reason, the fifth column's sudden interest in history only seems to be growing. Something tells me this Ugelman character is a key, but I don't know what it's all about. I just received an anonymous tip that the fifth column is still investigating World War II history. Seems there's a warehouse in the city that has a bunch of old FBI files on civil and military leadership leaders and heroes from the 1940s. The government hasn't touched the place in decades, but it sounds like the fifth column is eager to rummage around. It's gotta go stop them, and it's an Independence port. So we'll go back to Skyway City here. And then we'll head over to Independence Port. And do this mission, and then I will stop. So there's the... Look at that, we're there in one jump. It's quite nice. Train station. And we're going to Indy Port. Let's head north. And we'll see where it is. If it's south, I'll hit the train station and go south, teleporting, you know, with the train station. It's sort of halfway between, so we may as well just go over. It's not worth it. Alright, so mission. Select. Yeah, sorry guys, it's going to take a minute. There's really nothing you can do about it at this point. You know, it's just... Because the south train station is here, the north train station is here, it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Might be a few pixels closer from here, but the time it takes to train right over there, it'll come out in the wash. And we're about halfway there, so not too bad. Yeah, see, it's right there. A couple more leaps will do it. And there we go. Alright, so the mission is find clues to the fifth column's plans. So let's see. This doesn't seem like it's that big of a warehouse. So this mission, whoa, probably won't take that long. There's some guys. Okay, found some salvage, found an enhancement, and our salvage is full again. Okay. Not a very populated warehouse. Who's talking? Just generic guys. Alright. This seems like it might be +1 now. Maybe not. These guys are +0 here. Did I over aggro? I did. Okay, not a problem. We have an extra luck, so that'll help me. Yeah, I way over aggroed. Look at this. It's a patrol. And there's another guy coming on patrol. Okay, and then this guy. So that wasn't too bad, guys. I mean, we way over aggroed that. But it didn't really cause us any trouble. this way, we've actually got most of the mission filled in, and it already showed me where the plans are, which is just sort of weird and spoilerish to me. I mean, I don't mind when there's like 8 glowies, and after you select all but the last one, it shows you where the last one is, just in case you can't find it. But to give me the where the thing is right when I walked in the door of the mission, I don't really like that. It's very spoilerish. Now you could say, well, you know, you played this mission before, what do you care if there's spoilers? And to a certain degree, I guess I don't, but like, I don't mind looking a little bit for the glowies. I just don't like it when they're hidden somewhere and almost impossible to find, and then you don't realize you passed them. And where's the last guy? There he is. Hey, Vamp. That's alright, I need you for my vampire badge anyway, because I'm very close, I believe. I only need like 12 or 13 more. These missions are really short. Alright, so we got this mission. That's done. We'll take a look at the clue when we get outside. And the clue says, Hero Files. This is a box filled with files on American heroes from World War II. Oh, I don't like that. Most extensive files are intact, but one is missing. The file they took was on Thunderhead, a hero from Europe and North Africa. And he says, oh, the FBI had full files on all the heroes from the war years. That's not too surprising, really, but why would the 5th column take the file on Thunderhead? From what I understand, Thunderhead's days as a hero are ancient history. Still, I better check on him. Last I recall, he was still alive. So, we're going to have to deal with that, but I'm going to do that in another episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is City of Heroes, and I've been Scrapperlock, and I'll be back next time with another episode of Silver Phoenix.